born an athlete, you'll die an athlete. It's in your DNA.
You're an athlete. Live like an athlete so that you can be successful in life.
You're an athlete. Live like it.
ANA, America needs athletes.
Welcome, athletes, into another episode of the Gym Closet. We are reporting to you from the Gym Closet with, as usual, Amber
I'm here.
Robinson, and as usual, Zach Vanessa.
That wasn't as exciting.
No.
Are you waiting
it
for him
wasn't.
to bring the excitement?
Yeah, I was waiting.
Okay.
No, and then
for a
Jake is,
reaction.
yeah,
I was
Jake is.
I was waiting for a reaction. Yes, Jake will be no longer with us. We record this in the middle of the day, and he has a Hy-Vee Kids Fit program that is an awesome opportunity for him. So he is doing that during the middle of the day. He still will be coaching with us. So, but he will not be here in the middle of the day when we record this. So, that's it. Yeah.
Sorry.
That's the
I'm
end of
looking
the
at
show.
national days.
Oh, okay.
And
So,
Jake's the one that kept everything organized here. So
Right.
He
now we
was.
so we have
now we
absolutely
really have
no idea
literally no
this could be
Uh,
5 minutes. This could be an hour
what
and a half.
we're going to talk about today. But yeah, so if this is your first time joining us, typically we talk about ways to optimize life. So at Krave, we want to make sure that we live like athletes, both in the gym and outside of the gym. And in the gym, we train like athletes. Outside of the gym, living like an athlete means all getting along, making the world a better place, being successful, all of the things that we should be concentrating on outside of the gym. We talk about tips, tricks, ways to do it, action steps, what to do. We are in 2022, so it's a new year.
New season started.
New season started, which agility is our word of the week this week. So we'll jump into that here in a second. But that's what we talk about on a daily basis. We also want to, or on a weekly basis, I guess. We also want to make it feel like you're just hanging out with us here, and try to be as real our personalities as possible.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of the goal. So if you're joining us for the first time, then you will be able to, if you're watching us, you'll be able to see what we're all about. If you are just listening to us, then hopefully you will be able to hang out with us here for the next 30 minutes or so. We'll see what this one turns into. Amber's just researching stuff.
I was actually thinking about that one
Static
today.
versus
Yeah.
dynamic.
I was thinking about that today. Yeah. Let's do that one.
You didn't bring a myth?
Yeah, I brought a myth.
Yeah, he
I
did. He has it.
had one that I was going to bring up, but I forgot to, and then Amber just showed me the first one that she found, and it was that one actually. So
Because I think a lot of people don't
Coincidental.
know why we do what we do, but there's a reason for it.
yeah, and I actually was
I mean-
good because I was just talking about it yesterday.
As far as the warm up goes.
Should we tell everyone?
Oh.
What it is?
Yeah, let's just
Oh,
go
no,
right
yeah.
to
No,
Oh.
okay. Actually, I knew this because you were talking about it with
Yeah.
somebody,
Yeah.
That's funny.
Brandy.
but like when I was
Yeah.
around.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. PT.
Personal
I
training.
was
Yeah.
doing it. Okay, so,
Yeah.
but let's talk about agility. We're in agility season. Agility is the word of the week. So I'm going to take over and talk about agility. Agility, the definition, I love the definition because what I don't think a lot of people understand when we do agility in our team sessions, there's a purpose for it above and beyond just moving and burning calories. Like, I feel like a lot of people, especially when they first just join the team, they're like, oh, okay, so we have endurance, striking, endurance, lifting. You know what I mean? And there's a big difference in agility. There's a big difference from agility to endurance. And so in that same thing, when we go to the strength area with an agility focus, we want to make sure that we are thinking about things different. And if you can think about things differently, you will train differently and you'll hit the goals that agility sets for us. So the definition is the ability to rapidly change the position of your entire body in space with speed and accuracy. So I think that's super interesting because like today we have single leg lateral hurdle or line jumps, right? So with that, I may not burn a ton of calories while I'm just balancing on one leg, right? But the goal should be to see how many times you can jump, stick, balance, change direction, jump, stick, balance, right? You may not have the fastest pace where you're jumping back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, but you are training so much in doing that balance side, right? And this is one thing that I think as athletes, there's always a place in your sport for it. You're changing directions, you're doing all this kind of stuff. And I think once we are done with sports, we lose sight of how much we actually do that, changing direction, you know, walking up the stairs, even to the point where you get older and when it's like icy outside and you slip and you go and you're able to go boom, you know, catch yourself rather than just smash the ground, right?
It's so bad.
Which I've done both, but but like there was legitimately I just poked myself in the eye with this damn thing.
There was been quicker with your head.
I know my head
agility is pretty slow.
I need neck agility. Literally like last year around this time, I was walking to walk off of a curb and slipped, and then my other foot slipped on another piece of ice, but I was able to like catch myself in the weirdest like half squat position, and I was like, whoa, like training actually helps.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's why
that's
we have it this time of year, because it's icy.
There we go.
Right.
We want to save everybody's life.
There we go. But yeah, so thinking about the reason, you probably hear your coaches all the time talking about, okay, we're training agility, make sure you go as fast as you can because we're working on speed. And then if we don't want to go 50%, it's 100% or nothing. And so if you're doing a drill, a footwork drill, we got ladders today. If you're doing a ladder drill with footwork, the biggest thing to concentrate on is get the footwork down quick, or get the footwork down first. Then you can speed up to as fast as you can go. What are you pointing at?
I don't know if that's means over there.
I don't either.
It doesn't look very good. But...
We have like 1,000 pop-ups.
On this computer from like 1998.
You guys do know this computer was bought like 3 years ago, brand new.
It sucks. The one at Milwaukee is so slow too.
Yeah, it's slow. They're shitty
So one
computers
thing
for
that-
a couple $100.
Sticks out to me too is after we get done with college and training like athletes. Remember when we went to that Anytime Fitness and like we would set up like ladders and hurdles and people would look at us like, what are you doing? Because they either would lift weights or they would be in a cardio machine.
Right. Most people don't do both. Yeah. Yes. Most people like go to the. It's funny because I think when people think of like going to the gym, some people you have like your like meathead bros that like going to the gym to them means strictly lifting weights, nothing else. Some people going to the gym means strictly running on the treadmill for a long time.
They don't know how to do anything else.
And like that's what they do when they go to the gym. That's it. Like, they don't do any. There's no crossover. You're either strength focused or you're conditioning focused, but nobody does both.
Yep.
Or all four.
Or all four, even extra.
Mm-hmm.
So if you aren't an athlete with us, we train in endurance, agility, striking, and strength. So you get a balance of those every single day or every single training session, 3 days a week. Then we also have 6 different seasons. So if you are, looking to increase your overall athleticism and goals, that's going to be what we concentrate on. Every season has an emphasis, but you have a balance in strength, endurance, agility, and striking to achieve those goals.
And one of our new coaches, not yet, Jeremy?
Sure, yeah.
New
New
coaches. He was in here Monday night and he did this session. He'll be in tonight again, but he said he was a hockey player growing up and like he's an umpire now. That's what they call a hockey ref. Yeah. Sorry, the umpire is baseball, softball,
and
both.
Both.
Actually, both.
Yeah. But is that all umpires are?
There's an umpire position in the referee team for football. It would be a referee
as a collective
overall,
unit. They're referees,
but then there's a certain position that is the umpire that makes the actual call to like the person I think it's the person that's talking to the audience.
I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the umpire you're hearing.
Yeah, I think so.
Learn something new every day.
Now we know.
But he was saying he just got such a good like all over workout. Like he's never experienced a workout like that because he felt like he got everything. And it was even leg day, but he still said that he said, it's going to help him even reffing hockey because just making him more agile and stuff and just keeping up with that because there's not a lot of places that train that stuff, so it's pretty cool to hear.
And that, like, I was talking to him during an interview, and it was funny because it was like, you don't think about it, but like reffing hockey would be probably out of everything would be the most difficult, like, to ref.
Oh yeah, because you're skating.
You're
the whole time,
yes,
right with
like
them.
and stopping.
Yeah.
And then standing there for...
And also dodging.
Right, yeah.
Like trying to stay out of the way, too.
And yeah, he also has like a broken hand from being hit by a puck. But
yeah, his whole background's pretty cool.
Well, it's the same thing with like soccer, too. I don't know if you ever watched like a soccer match before, but it's the exact same way where like that ref for soccer is literally in the middle of the action the entire time. So like he's running with the players the whole time and trying to stay like as close to the ball as possible, but also out of the way of the ball so he doesn't like affect them.
And I remember when I played soccer, if the ref would be in the way, I'd be so pissed. I'm like, get out of the way. But he's like, trying.
I think like professional
refs.
For
soccer.
Yes.
Side note for soccer, you're the only person I know that did front flip throw-ins. Mm-hmm. Is that right?
Yeah.
Really? That's
cool.
Isn't that cool? And you didn't even
say
it was cool. You're like, what's the point of that? Something you would totally
It's
say.
physics. It's just physics.
It's science. Come on. But the ball went, I can't stand and throw it as far as I could. Like all that momentum just flipping. Like I
don't remember saying that.
Oh, you did?
Oh.
I've never actually seen anybody do it, honestly. Could you still do it, do you think?
No. Oh, no. I tried to do a front handspring at the gym the other day, remember? And
no, I don't remember.
I think you were.
Unfortunately.
No.
Oh.
I was way off.
I don't remember that, no.
I can't.
You need to train harder as an athlete.
I don't know. I think I need to stop aging. That would help. No, but it was fun.
That's a bullshit excuse.
I was back in the day, I could just I tried it once and could do it. Like I didn't even have to really practice
it. There's got to be 50-year-olds that are doing front handsprings somewhere.
Probably.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
But not me.
Not me.
So yeah, that was cool.
Cool. So yeah, word of the week this week is agility. And so obviously our action steps for working on agility is go train agility. If you're not training with us, throw a ladder down in Anytime Fitness or throw a ladder down at Planet Fitness and see what they say when you're doing
Wonk alarm
drills.
time.
Right? You see what they do
after you eat your pizza first drills. And then do your agility. Do they still do that there?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think certain
Ours
days.
like once a month.
Yeah. Or Tootsie Rolls.
Oh, interesting.
See, just a random.
I knew about I knew pizza.
Yeah.
I didn't know Tootsie Rolls.
Yeah, Tootsie Rolls is like a daily thing. They just have them everywhere. But just a random thing. I was, we were going to a bunch of like other gyms before we were opening Krave, and we tried to go into a Planet Fitness, and they literally wouldn't let us come in. Like we looked.
Just because you look like you were.
We set off the look along.
Just
like, are you
just by showing up?
Yeah, they're like, I don't
hilarious.
think this is a place for you guys. And I was like, what?
All right.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
It was. That's when discrimination goes the opposite way.
This was years ago, though, so now they could get away with it then. Now, doubt it.
I would say now.
We
could cancel Planet Fitness right now, I bet, if we wanted to.
Probably not. But they're not letting healthy people into the gym? Okay. Sorry, healthy person. Go cry about it. You're healthy. You go to another gym.
No, and some people have messaged me saying, I'm so scared for agility. Or like, and it's because it's hard. We're all going to be scared of the things that's hard. So, but it's like,
it's tough.
You just got to show up. Get through your first couple workouts.
The coolest thing too is being able to see somebody that starts out like on a 6 foot or on a 6 foot or 6 inch box or like a line for their jumps, and they work into a hurdle or work up to an 18 inch, 12 inch, and seeing them get the confidence to jump higher, perform better, go faster, get more reps in, and so one thing I was saying today. When you're doing a single leg, how many reps can you get? Granted, we might not be going as fast if you're jumping over a single leg, but how many reps can you get in on 1 foot without putting your other foot down? Let's think about that. Next time you do this drill, let's try to beat that. And you'll also probably find out in doing that you have a leg that you feel really comfortable balancing on, and then the other leg feels
even
like
a single leg
newborn deer, right?
Oh my gosh,
they're tough. Yeah, they're really
my
tough.
one leg, I think my right leg was just way worse than my left. It was awful. But
and we do a lot of unilateral stuff on purpose this season. But speaking of agility, what's your favorite movement so far? Because we're into our second week. So.
I like the single leg box jumps because it challenges
you
me.
like that? Okay.
Yeah.
What about you?
I don't have one. I can't do anything.
Well, if you're,
how about coaching wise? Do you have
theoretically, if I could, I love depth jumps. I think they're fun. Honestly. I think they're like really fun to like jump over boxes like that. I think it's fun.
We did those yesterday.
But yeah, like box jumps, depth jumps, like that kind of stuff.
My
really
favorite is actually in the strength area, but hamstring hammers.
Oh, I didn't know we could count strength.
Oh yeah. Well, that would be the only thing that's agility focused strength.
Okay. My favorite is incline bench press.
Right. Well, that yeah.
It was.
Not anymore.
Right.
Not anymore. It
might be
wasn't.
a long time until you're doing incline bench press, huh?
Yeah.
All right, that's
it'll be a long time.
Don't bring it up. Don't bring it up.
Yeah.
So yeah, last podcast, I think you left in the middle of it for surgery. Or no, for
no, last podcast I was in my sling still.
Yeah.
And it's been a long time since we did a podcast. It's been a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe I did. I don't know.
It has?
Oh no, about 14 days.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Yeah, I think I did leave early to do some training and then head out for surgery that day. Yeah.
So let's talk about it.
Yeah, I mean it all went really good.
And you woke up and you had Chick-fil-A, right?
I woke up. No.
Or no?
I didn't have any Chick-fil-A. No.
Oh, that was yours. That was after your.
That was after my urgent care visit.
You
Chick-fil-A.
remember?
I woke up.
Posted a picture.
I woke up and had Culver's ice cream, custard.
Okay. Ooh, nice.
Yeah, just because my throat hurt so bad because I had to get intubated and everything.
Right.
So yeah, I went and had some custard after surgery, and then it tasted so good because you can't eat the whole day before.
Right.
My surgery was at like 1. So I mean, I didn't eat from I didn't eat till like 9 p.m. till like 6:30 p.m. the next day. So like almost 24 hours. So I was in pain but starving.
So when you came off being under and stuff, were you sick or anything, like nauseous or anything? That's good. Because sometimes if your stomach's so empty,
I wasn't nauseous or anything. Yeah. I really, honestly, it's been about as good as I probably could have hoped for. Honestly, probably better. Honestly,
did you get the benefits of that long fast?
No. Actually, I thought maybe by fasting for the whole day that maybe I would lose like 10 pounds.
Right, you didn't come out with superpowers
10 pounds
or something?
off.
Yeah.
Forever, but unfortunately, the water weight that I lost from not eating immediately returned and actually probably gained more because I then ate more when I wasn't fasting. Because then I had my Culver's custard. Yeah.
Right. And you're like, well, I didn't eat for like 24 hours,
right.
so I can have extra.
I thought theoretically, since I fasted, that I could just eat whatever I wanted then and consume 8,000 calories when I wasn't fasting, and it would work. But it didn't.
Magic.
It didn't work that way.
It's not science.
Shit. I know it's weird.
If you guys don't know what the hell we're talking about, go check out last episode where we debunk the myth
of fasting.
That fasting
so we have
is
another
a great
myth
weight
today.
loss. So let's move into.
Okay.
It's gonna be yours.
All right. We'll move into. Is it a myth? How are we framing it as a myth?
Let's see.
It's not a myth. Which, first of all, I think that my last thing before I have to leave here. I think that for Mythbusters going forward here, so far all we've done is bust myths. I think we need to start having. Like
create myths?
Create our own myths.
Yes.
Have like I don't know if hot button is the right word, but like common questions like fasting and stuff like that's a good question. But some of the stuff out there, like there's some things that are out there that people don't know, like is this work true or not? But some of the stuff is true. You know what I mean? A lot of the stuff out there is obviously bullshit, but there's things like today, I'll spoil it for you. Today's, is stretching. You need to stretch before a workout. Not necessarily busting it. It's more of a how.
Yeah, so just as
stretching
stretching before workout.
But if you would claim, and I don't know if anybody does claim this, if you would claim that static stretching is the best thing that you can do before a workout, that's
a myth that would be busted for sure.
So it says stretching before workout. While this myth is partially rooted in truth, it's the type of stretching you want to pay attention to when it comes to injury prevention.
Perfect. So that's what we're going to start with. And we'll let Zach gracefully exit, maybe. Pull it straight out this way. Or is it stuck?
I don't.
There we go.
Oh, there you go. The thing's, now it's so funny, it's not funny. But now I'm like, how you feeling? He's like, well, my arm's good, but now my back's hurting.
Oh, my
because
God.
now he's like
everything else
trying
sucks.
to make up for having one arm. I'm like, oh no.
That's too funny.
So there's two types of stretching when it comes to stretching. So the first one is static stretching, and then the second one is dynamic stretching, for those of you who are unfamiliar with how to stretch. So static stretching, an example of that is when we get done with our team sessions and we're holding stretches. So static means you're holding a stretch. So maybe you're doing butterfly and holding your knees out to your side, or you're reaching for your toe and holding that stretch. So that's static. And then dynamic stretching is when we do our line warm-ups at the beginning, where you're stretching but you're moving. You're not just holding a movement for a certain amount of time. All right, I feel like you're going to say something.
No, I'm just listening.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
Anything to say about that? Or
No,
like,
those
okay.
are, that's a good definition of what those are. I think the general consensus is that we want to make sure that we warm up the body. One, we want to get the muscle fibers warmed up and, quote unquote loosened, but there's ways to do it that are optimal for the workout coming up. But then there's also, just getting your core temperature up and getting your blood moving
and then static stretching kind of just relaxes your muscles a little bit more. So you put them in that relaxed mode versus that movement mode to get ready, your body ready to go.
Yeah. So the reason that you would not want to, the reason that it's, and regardless, if you're stretching, it's good. So when we're talking about optimal versus not optimal, it's not that stretching is bad before you work out, right? It's just not as optimal, because what happens is anytime that you elongate your muscle tissue and you do some of that, there's a little bit less powerful, and these are studies again done in a clinical setting that is like very, very minute. So I don't want anyone to think that we're saying don't stretch, because stretching and recovery is huge, but stretching as far as static stretching should be done as recovery, and it should be done post-workout or on its own. Before a workout, the reason that you don't want to is because you do lose a little bit of that power with the elongated stretched muscle fibers. And the power and speed that you would be looking to get out of our training like an athlete, or you want the maximized power, maximized speed output from like a sport. So those are the times where you would not want to static stretch prior to, just to get the most out of it. But again, that's kind of the myth, I guess it would be the difference between the two.
Yeah. Or just
and so we do
on why we do
at Krave, we do both, right? So you do a dynamic warm up at the beginning. The reason being, that's going to warm you up. Again, your core temperature we want higher. So we do a line warm up that that we've done or that I've done with sports for 20 years, and so before any sports, before any lift or strength and conditioning team session that we do, you want to have that active mobility. So you're looking at, hamstring kick throughs, which are going to elongate, a quick elongation of your hamstring, and then back down while you're moving through that motion and through, the line warm up. We're basically walking 10 yards doing different movements. Squat jumps is a great one.
High knees,
butt kicks, all of those. And again, there's a certain way that we do, if you don't know this, there's a certain way that we do our dynamic warm-up as well. We start with a slower paced pull type of movement where we potentially are just pulling your knee up to your chest as you walk. So you're getting a good hamstring flexion or a good hamstring stretch as you walk through. And then we pick up the pace strategically to, once you get those muscles kind of woken up, then you can get into actually activating them and doing a quick high knee to get the blood flowing to those muscle groups. And so doing them in sequence is another thing that you want to think about when you're doing dynamic warm-up. You don't want to just go in cold and then try to do full speed high knees, there's things that we want to do to make sure that we're ready for those.
And even not only before a team session, but even if you're going out for a run, you're about to do a race, anytime you're about to increase your heart rate, a dynamic stretch is where it's recommended that you are at.
Definitely any activity, I do it like
for your kids, like if kids are in sports, like make sure it's important even for their age.
People make fun of me or I don't know if they make fun of me, but I always get looks because I'm doing a dynamic warm up like before like sand volleyball games, because I will injure myself if I don't do those type of things. Right. Yeah, so it's like I'm always the one doing the dynamic warm up, going back and forth. I usually drink my beer while I'm doing that, but so I wouldn't recommend that as far as saying.
Maybe they're just scared. They think you're going to be really good because you're like taking it so serious.
Yeah, and they're like, "Wow, you're terrible."
Must have been that warm up you did.
Right.
It made you exhausted.
Exactly. No. Yeah. So.
And then after our sessions, we'll do the static stretching.
Yep.
And so, the combo of both is best.
Yeah, and we're all about optimizing things. So we want to do things scientifically the best way possible. So that's how our program is made. But if you're doing things, that it may not be optimal to stretch, but stretching is better than not stretching, and so there's different things that there's a good, better, best way to do it, and all of them are better than not doing it at all. So we don't ever want to discourage someone from stretching because they think that it's not the right thing to do, but there are certain things that we can do. So if you mimic our team sessions, then that's always good. But so what was there? Were we gonna do a craving, or what were we? Don't seem so excited about it. I mean, we don't have to.
Like this whole we'll talk about national days, because then we got into national days too. Those are kind of fun to do. Okay. But then I've been reading Ivy's book at night. Remember I said the whys, and it's very interesting.
Explain to the audience.
Okay. So our daughter Ivy, she's 3. She just always asks questions like, "Why, Mom? Why this? Why that?" And sometimes I don't know the answer. I'm like, I feel like I should know these answers. So someone recommended on Amazon, they have the first book of whys. And so just a bunch of random things on like why your fingers shrivel and your toes when you're in the water. And
why is that?
Like your blood vessels are shrinking. And so when it does that, it creates spaces in between your fingertips and your toes, but then it makes it easier to grip things in the water, like when you're in the water. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
And then another one was flamingos. So you might know this. You know so much random shit, but they're born gray. And then as they grow, they're gray until they start eating algae. And then that turns their skin or their feathers, whatever, either because orange or pink. Algae. Algae that you
and
eat, so if you see, like, there are gray flamingos, they just don't eat that algae, but chances are that they.
So you think they're like restricted on their diet, so they didn't get their color? That's kind of sad.
I know. Or do they just like have a? I don't know. I know. I try not to think about the sad parts of it.
We need to find
another
like, there's, book of why flamingo version.
From me, what was it in there too? Why did they say it didn't answer it in the book, but it said, I hate when they ask this. So they do this sometimes. They ask questions that I want to know, and I'm like, well, I'm pissed you didn't put the answer in there. Like, I'm reading this because I don't know. So it's like, is a page of a cat thing, and like how cats use their tails to balance so well. Like that's their balance, just random things.
Like agility.
Yeah.
Nice.
And so
it all ties together.
It all ties together. So why do cats have 9 lives? Because that was a question. Why do you think they say cats have 9 lives? And I'm like, I don't freaking know. Why do they say that? You know?
They don't actually.
No, they don't actually. Okay. I know, but why is it? I should say no. Okay. Why is it like a saying?
Because I think that they have such good balance. They land on their feet.
Like they fall
all that
like
kind of
from
stuff.
height, and they can just like
right. So I think that
change direction.
I think that comes from. Like that cat should have just died.
Okay.
But because of its agility and because it
makes sense.
It didn't die.
It should have died, but okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I was it's kind of interesting. It made me think why do they say that about cats? Like not thinking that it has 9 lives.
I don't know the actual answer.
Yeah, but that makes sense.
I was hoping that you didn't think it actually could die 9 times. Or 8 times. Okay, good.
And it is the most, and they talked about dogs too, that cats are the most popular pets. So we should get a cat.
That's so weird. You really want a cat?
I kind of do. I want a kitten, and I don't want it to ever get big. No, I think
I
Ivy
don't think
would.
that's a thing.
No, it's not. But I think Ivy would really like a cat, but I don't know what the dogs would do. But I do. I kind of want a cat, but I want it. The problem with cats is that some of them can have like really pissy personalities, where they don't want to be around you. I don't want a cat like that. I want one that like comes up and cuddles and like is fun and like.
You know what? A lot of that behavior, and this is another random stupid fact that I don't know, but a lot of that behavior can come from the environment. So like if you would get a cat, you would want to like build random shelves and like things that it can walk on, because that's like its natural environment, and it doesn't feel like cats do not want to be on the ground. And so a lot of times they're pissy and they have bad attitudes because their environment isn't what they thrive in.
Right.
Yeah. So like when you went to the
cats and coffee and cats.
Yeah, we need to no free ads. We should go talk to them about this ad. But this is it was a cool thing down. Where was it?
Not East Village. Valley Junction.
Valley Junction. Yeah.
So we went down there for like the holiday lights or whatever, the holiday whatever thing they had going on, and I've always seen stuff about people being at coffees and cats. I never knew where it was, and then we walked by. I'm like, oh my gosh, we need to go in there.
Yeah.
You weren't too in. You and the boys weren't very excited about it, but me and Ivy were. So you get a coffee, and then you go in this room, and you can play with the cats. And it's through the ARL, who's our power partner this season.
Yeah.
But 2 of them got adopted right there. So you can kind of hang out with the cats. You pay for like 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45. But if you have a daughter or even a son that loves cats or just animals in general, it's super fun for like a day date just to go sit there and get hot.
But when you go in that room, you notice that there's a bunch of shelves all over, and
everyone's doing all the cats are doing their own thing.
Yeah.
Some are walking. Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
Huh.
So they're setting it up for the cats to thrive.
And of course, we were there, and Ivy's like, "Let's adopt one." I'm like, no, Dad would not be very happy with us.
We don't need any animals.
Speaking of the ARL too, we do have a date set for our event, and that is going to be February 10th at the ARL.
Nice.
So we'll have the sign-up sheet available for that. We were going to do the game, but our son has surgery on Friday and the game Saturday. So it's just a lot.
What game is that?
Where you could take your dog to the game.
Okay.
So they do still have tickets available. So if you guys are looking to get out and do something this weekend,
we'll
still
promote
we won't
it. Be able to, let's still promote it.
You can take your dogs to the game, and it's Iowa Wolves. Wild? No,
Is it
I think it's Wolves. It's basketball.
Okay, yeah. Wolves.
Yep. So that is this weekend, but I just think it was too much for us to coordinate and do right before surgery. So, but if we'll post about it, you guys can sign up for that. And then tickets to that, obviously, I'll go to the Animal Rescue League, which is awesome. So, and then we'll have our sign up opportunity with them to go to the ARL and volunteer. And that's kind of, we don't know what they're going to have us do until we get there.
Yeah, we've done it several years in a row, and like we have done everything from like cleaning the floors, cleaning the kennels. One time when we were there, it was like days after. Where was the? There was a place where they had like 1,000 cats in a home, hoarding situation.
Madrid, wasn't it?
Yeah, and they had just saved all these cats.
That's crazy.
So like we had to go in their barn and like set up for these cats to be housed there, because it's kind of an emergency situation. So like we did that when we were there one year.
Last year we scraped the tags off kennels. You didn't go. Oh, that was remember?
Last year I wasn't there.
Oh, you stayed home with the kids.
Ago. Oh yeah.
We had to spray it with Goo Gone and then just scrape the kennels.
Yeah.
And that was. It was volunteer, so it is what it is. But
so
I
found out that you should just have a heat gun with that.
Oh. Wow.
So it comes right off, I guess, if you do a heat gun with any stickers. So you know the stickers that are terrible, that are like cut.
They're right on the.
They're like cut, so then they don't come off all in one. They're meant for like, I don't know, security or something.
Or when they put stickers like that right on glass.
Or glass, yeah.
Oh my.
So what you need to do is have a heat gun that actually heats and activates the sticky crap, and so that you can just peel those off, or then do a razor blade for those. But
better than Gooby Gun, you think?
Better than Gooby Gun, from what I've heard. And then they had they did something. We did like crafts and stuff one year. So it's all over the board. There's a ton
made
of
dog
different things
treats
that we did.
and, so we don't know what we're doing until we get there. But
those peanut butter Kongs that we make every year, it seems like. We always seem to be doing those because they always have that activity for us. But it'll probably be a 4-hour deal.
There's different time slots that she gave me. So yep.
And so we'll have those signups for everybody, but it's a good opportunity. It's fun to be in there with the animals. You do get to see, some of the animals that are up for adoption. I think out of the 4 years that we've done it, I think I don't think there's ever been a year, maybe last year because I wasn't there. The other 3 years when I was there, I don't think we got out of there without at least someone bringing home.
Yeah, no, they did.
So, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. So when we were just talking about, I don't know, we used to do like this or that, but there's only so many this or that's you can do. So we're just going to talk about National Today. So if you search the National Today calendar, it gives you like what today is, different ideas. So
what's today?
Today is National Youth Day.
Okay.
National Marzipan Day. What is that?
Is it a bread?
One of the sweetest is national. Primarily of sugar or honey and ground almonds, sometimes with almond oil or extra.
What is
Italians? It's an Italian food.
Is it a bread or a dumpling or something or what?
No, it's.
Okay, this is terrible radio.
Sorry.
Let's
it's with almonds and stuff like that.
Okay, so are we gonna have?
And it's National Take the Stair Day, so we're gonna encourage.
Okay.
Yes. So with our agility.
I was gonna say, let's have one picked out next time.
No, I want to read all of them.
Oh, okay. There's multiple.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So I was reading. I just wanted to know what that was because like we're all about figuring out. So it's like something with almonds and stuff like that. National Pharmacist Day, National Take the Stairs Day, National Hot Tea Day, Curried Chicken Day, Kiss a Ginger Day. So if you have red hair, it's your lucky day.
There we go. Today's the
and
day.
Feast of Fabulous Wild Men Day.
Awesome. So what is this website? Did we vet this website? No.
National Today. Yeah, it's like they just have all the national days in it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, who makes up national days anyway?
I don't know, but it's kind of fun.
Okay. So we're gonna do National Take the Stairs Day today for our action. So let's. If
How about we make it the whole
opportunity-
week?
I like
should
that.
make it for a week. So if you work at a workplace where there's
This
stairs.
is Stairs Week.
Yep. Let's encourage
Challenge it.
everybody to take the stairs this week. Get healthier.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We don't have anything else to talk about, do we?
Well, clearly you're not impressed with my topic, so I think we need to maybe find a sub for me on this podcast.
No, I'm okay with the topic. I just sitting in silence while you scroll through and try to read about marzipan bread or whatever it is.
It's not bread. It's like almonds and shit. So
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, whatever it is. We didn't even find out the answer for the people. Now that everybody's going to be...
They're going to Google it. See, it gives them something to do.
So,
and now they're going to learn something new from the podcast.
Awesome. Okay. What is that you have?
It's just lotion for my hands.
Oh.
They get really dry in the winter.
I need some too. I actually cracked.
Yeah, that hurts. So I just
While I
put
was
some.
boxing.
Here you go.
Nice. What kind of lotion is it?
I don't know. Just
No free ads?
no.
Okay. Awesome. Well, I think we don't have anything else to talk about. So thank you guys for listening.
Yes. See you.
Well,
next week. Oh yeah, we'll be here. Next week we'll be here.
Yeah,
Need
but
more?
no, I'm good. Let's do the 29th. Talk about
Oh yes. So on January 29th, starting at 4:00, we are going to do a celebration of Krave West Des Moines being open for 8 years, and then Krave Waukee being open for 3. And we're super excited because we're going to do a chili cook-off. And so the top 3 athletes who get the best chili votes will get free months.
So I think how we're going to do this is when everybody walks, and invite everybody. So especially if you're going to bring a chili, it would behoove you. Is that a thing? It would be a benefit to you if all of your family members came and all of your friends came, because you could cheat the system and get their votes. And I'm okay with that. I will make that announcement right now.
If you get people here, we don't care. So bring your own beer too, or bring your own drinks, whatever you want to bring.
Or milk, depending on how spicy these chilies get. We will not be working out, so you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, so bring everybody that you know. If you're bringing a chili, I think what we'll do is we'll give out probably 2. It kind of depends on how many submissions of chili we get. If there's 2 chilies, then we don't want to give out 2 tickets because everybody could vote for both. But if there's multiple chilies, which I'm hoping there's a lot, we'll give out like 2 to 3 tickets to everybody that comes in. Those tickets will then just be placed in a bowl for whichever one you like the most, and
okay.
and then we can
We should
kind of
probably talk about this.
we can crowdfund it. Well, let's talk about it right now. That's what I'm thinking. So that's
I have
like
to crunch here in
crowdsourcing.
like 7 minutes.
So that's crowdsourcing the vote.
Okay, I was just thinking like we would print off sheets that said 1, 2, 3, and then each crockpot of chili would have a number by it, and then you just put your favorite one, the top 3, and then you just turn that in. So you can try all of them if you want. But
No, I
they're
know,
just going
but
to be
that's the
little
same
Dixie
thing.
cups.
That's the same thing.
But
Except
if
for
you only get tickets, then there's like.
you get a vote for 3. Your ticket
Oh,
is
so your ticket's not like to
a
try
vote.
chili. It's
No,
like, oh,
no, you-
okay. So I'm
you
thinking
try
like
all of
drink
them.
tickets. Like you cash this in, you
no.
get to try this one
You
chili.
try
Oh.
all of them.
Yeah,
And
perfect.
you have 3. If there's one that you love more than anything, you can vote for that one 3 times.
Okay.
If you come in and it's your
That's good.
if
I
your
like that.
brother's,
I guess the same
it's your
thing.
brother's
Okay.
chili, then you can put all 3 of the tickets into that one. We'll count the tickets up at the end,
Love it.
and that way it's a little more.
So we'll get like
interactive
little
too.
Dixie cups, so it's not like a full.
Yeah.
And someone said, "How much should I make?" I'm like, "Well, I'd make a lot because you don't want to run out if."
And then
you're
what's
like,
wrong? Like the best
Well,
thing
we
about
said
chili,
the leftovers is
the
the
best
best,
thing
yeah.
about chili is 4 days later when
Yeah.
you have a giant
Yeah. So that's it.
leftover thing of chili.
That's what we said. Because I'm like, yeah, if you only make like one thing of it and it runs out, then that's your chances
That's
of
true.
not being the winner.
Yes. And did
So-
you tell everybody what the winner gets?
3 free month or 1 free month for 3 athletes
For the top 3 chilies.
Mhm.
So, so yeah, on the 29th, 4 p.m., right?
4 p.m. We'll probably
We'll start.
start eating chili around 5. We'll give it from 5 to 6, and then they get an hour
And then
to
voting
try
will
them,
close.
and then voting closes.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Hope to see everybody here soon. If I don't see you over at Waukee, hopefully the coaches over there do. If not, we will see everybody and their family and friends here on the 29th. And remember, you're an athlete. Live like it.
Born an athlete, you'll die an athlete. It's in your DNA.
You're an athlete. Live like an athlete so that you can be successful in life.
You're an athlete. Live like it.
ANA, America needs athletes.